It's the professional MasterChef Quarterfinal. These 6 talented chefs stood out in their heats. Now, they will face 2 more challenges to test them even further.
Today is a very big day. It's challenging, nerve-wracking, very exciting.
I'm going to pretend I'm last and I'm gunning for first, so that's how I'm playing it.
I wake up every day saying, like, I want to be a better chef. Hopefully, I'm going to come out on top.
First, they'll have to devise a dish from scratch featuring 1 key ingredient.
Absolutely exquisite.
Those who can deliver to the brief will go through and cook for some of the country's most discerning food critics.
It's fantastic in every way.
Only the best will earn a place in the knockouts.
This is where the tests get harder.
I want to see our chefs really grab the momentum they've got now. They need to stay in front.
Chefs, welcome to your quarterfinal. We would like you to create 1 outstanding plate of food that's going to be good enough to get you through to the next round so that you can cook for our critics. I've chosen 1 key ingredient that sits underneath that box, which your dish is going to have to be based around. Please reveal your ingredient. The humble potato. There are hundreds of varieties of potatoes, and I want this to be the key to your dish today.
The chefs can choose additional ingredients from a larder that includes a selection of meat, fish, vegetables, herbs and spices.
You will have 10 minutes to plan your dish. Come up and get your ingredients.
As soon as I saw the potato, the main thing, I had a base idea in my head of what I wanted to do. I'm from Newcastle, so I think if you're from the north, you've got to love potatoes. It's in everything.
We've all grown up with potatoes. It's the one thing that I think we've all got in our store cupboard. It's what you can do with them. The list is endless. You can do pommes puree, pommes soufflé, you can do rusty potatoes, you can do chips if you like, and you can even make potato pastry.
Potatoes are very versatile, so yeah, it's quite a good challenge, just whether or not I can be creative enough.
They need to lift the potato and make it the key focus on their dish today.
It'll be a push for time, but I think I've got everything I need. It's going to have to be the best I've cooked so far, you know?
OK, chefs, your 10 minutes is now up. 70 minutes for your best potato dish.
In his heat, senior sous chef Sean wowed the judges with an almost perfect sea bass dish.
So far in the competition, I think doing well. To be one of the first to go through was amazing, and hopefully it happens again today and continues on going throughout the competition.
Sean, tell me what your dish is.
It's going to be a take on a classic vichyssoise, a little bit different. I've got some seafood there, some cockles. I'm going to steam those open. I'm going to do some sliced potato through there, broad beans, keep it nice and fresh.
Vichyssoise is straightforward. It's a potato and leek soup.
Yeah, it'll be served cold. Traditionally, vichyssoise is cold.
Which potato have you chosen, Sean?
Maris fibres. It's something we use every day. It's so versatile. It works well in soups. The skins are delicious when you roast them off.
I love vichyssoise. I think it's a great dish. The key is you're gonna do it justice.
Yeah, I'll give it a go.
Look forward to it. It's very brave to do a leek and potato soup. It's an incredibly simple dish. And the simple things in life have to be done well.
Sometimes when we have a potato leek soup, the key flavour you get at the end of it is leek. And here, I want it to be the other way around. I want to taste the potato through it.
After a nervy start, French-born Elizabeth excelled with a signature pigeon dish.
I have very mixed feeling about the invention test. You know, I have a friend who told me, oh, just improvise. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to improvise and cook something I would like to eat.
Elizabeth,
Yes.
what are you making for us?
So it's a brandade with a confit egg yolk, caramelized endives, and I'm gonna make some potato crisp.
Branda normally made with a salted fish, like cod, but you're using the smoked haddock. You braise it off in some milk, and you add some baked potato through it, and some olive oil.
And going to be looking at possibly a little potato crisp.
Yeah, or a little pomme soufflé if I can manage.
Could be a pomme soufflé. If not, it will be a potato crisp.
Yes.
A pomme soufflé is a very tricky thing to get right.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Thank you.
A pomme soufflé is basically a crispy pillow. Beautiful, light and fluffy, with just air in the middle. Done well, this could be the crowning of her dish.
Making a brandade is all about the seasoning and the flavouring, so I'm hoping Elizabeth is going to season this brandade quite well. 25 minutes have gone, chefs.
Cookery teacher Ian has 29 years' experience, some of which has been in Michelin-starred restaurants.
My signature dish, ran out of time. Completely forgot what I was doing, but yeah, I made it. I'm very nervous, but at the same time, I cannot wait to start cooking. And hopefully it'll be a successful day.
So what are you doing?
Smoked haddock. I'm going to make a mashed potato crust, which is going to go on top of the fish. Then I'm going to make a purple potato risotto at the bottom of my fish.
You're going to have a potato puree that's going to sit on top of the fish and that's going to become crispy.
Yeah.
How'd you do that?
Finish it with some panko breadcrumbs and put it back into the oven.
Fish pie?
Well, yeah, no oven.
Have you got any worries where you could go wrong here?
Everything.
Everything.
I've never made a risotto before with potatoes. So this is going to be a challenge to come out overcook it and just be a mush.
Yeah.
So I've got to be clever with my timings.
Boy, you're taking a risk there, Ian.
I think I need to.
When you make a risotto, there's a touch of al dente-ness with the rice that you expect. Now, with the potato, if they're a little bit too al dente, this dish will not work.
A mashed potato crust needs to be a thin layer. I don't want, a soggy mash on top of this fish. Is it really going to crisp up? I'm not sure.
Head chef Tristan recovered from a shaky skills test to win a place in the quarter-final.
Going into the signature round, I just knew I had to come up trumps. The dish I'm going to make today, it's got to be a showstopper. It's got to be something special.
What is your dish?
3 different types of potato. One of them I've roasted in garlic and thyme. The other one I've put in duck fat and cooked down and just then scored it in a pan with the duck fat. And then the new potatoes, I'm going to put them through a dressing with a bit of dill.
So you got a confit potato, roasted potato, and some that you're putting through.
Yeah, I'm just going to put. They're going to be like a warm salad kind of thing. I'm also doing a beetroot, port and balsamic puree across the plate, and I'm going to do just a touch of gorgonzola with dill.
What's going to bring this dish together?
You're going to have textures, flavours, and levels, and you've got a bit of sharpness and you've got a bit of acidity in there.
I have to say, Tristan, I'm intrigued by the dish. Good luck.
Thank you, chef.
I'm a little bit concerned about the different cooking methods or the lack of cooking methods. I think he has chosen a simple option, but who knows how he's going to finish this dish.
Tristan has surprised us before. I hope he can do that again. Chefs, you're halfway.
24-year-old Mark impressed in his heat with his technical skills and balance of flavours.
Taking a deep breath is the key to success. That's how I got through my skills test. Settle the mind and just think rationally, right, being a chef for 7 years, I know what I'm doing. I just want to keep on going. keep on going past the quarterfinals into the semis and hopefully into the finals. I'm making a leek and potato tart, little short crust pastry tart case. Some caramelised leek fondue in the base, and then a leek and potato espuma.
You put in your potato puree into an air gun to lighten it up.
Yes, that's exactly right. It should be light, so it doesn't sit there and just stay with you for a while. It should disappear, but with bags of flavour.
And what else are you serving of this tart?
I've got a little springtime fricassee, so Girol's pink fir apple potatoes, just to get a different sort of texture of potato rather than King Edward, and nettle pesto, just to bind it all together and lighten the dish again.
The key to a great potato foam is making sure that the flavour comes out of it. If there's no flavour, then we're going to miss the whole point of this challenge.
Mark is using nettle for his pesto. It's got to make sure that it's not too stringy. I'm looking forward to this dish.
Chefs, you've got 12 minutes left. 12 minutes.
25-year-old Jamaican-born David trained in the US and is now a sous chef working in London.
I think I could have started a bit better, but yeah, pressure gets to you and nervous. I just want to show them the skill set I have and truly, like, wow them today, you know? So I've got a potato croquette mixed with half bechamel, half potato, a purple potato puree. I've got some Jersey rolls, baby carrots that I just braised in a bit of butter emulsion, and some bacon that was crisped up in the oven.
Why the purple potato puree?
I like... The colour was half of it, but it's a very heavy dish with all the potato, so I just need something to cut through it.
We're going to get potato croquettes, potato puree, hollandaise, and a few other little ingredients. This could just be a big plate of potato and vegetables.
There is the addition of the chorizo in the croquette, which I think would be quite lovely. There's also a bit of bacon. I mean, is it enough to bring a contrast to this dish? I'm not sure.
Right, chefs, you've got 1 minute left. 1 minute to plate up.
In 1 minute, it's impossible.
Chefs, you've got about 15 seconds in. You've got nothing on your plate. You're going to have to be quick. Time is up.
First up is Sean, who is serving a cockle and chive-infused creme fraiche in a bed of crispy potato skins, blanched potato, deep-fried straw potatoes and peas, finished with vichyssoise, a cold leek and potato soup.
Sean, absolutely delicious. Love the idea. You've got a great combination of different ingredients. The velvety texture of the soup, it's cold, but it's got lots of flavour to it. It's absolutely exquisite.
Sean, there's some fantastic detail in this plate for a soup. Loving the crispy potato. You've got some diced potato in there, so you're sort of chewing through the textures of potatoes. There's the peas. All together, it's delicious.
I think I stayed true to what I know and what I am. The dish I created was very me. Overall, it went well, so happy.
Elizabeth has made brandade, smoked haddock and pureed potato with olive oil, confit egg yolk, endive salad, pomme soufflé, and a beurre blanc cream sauce.
It's not the best looking plate of food, but your brandade is delicious. The smoked haddock running through it is exceptional. The confit egg yolk just brings a level of richness that is lovely. Then the sharp cream sauce that just runs and cuts the whole dish right through. Absolutely brilliant.
I like the freshness of the endive as well on here. It's really tasty. But there were a couple of your pomme soufflé here. The one I had was quite burnt, so it'd gone quite bitter. I think they would have been beautiful had they worked out.
Right now I have mixed feelings. I have positive comments. Taste is good, but you know, I'm not sure it's enough.
Ian has made baked smoked haddock with a potato and parmesan crust on a purple potato risotto.
The fish is beautifully cooked. I love the smokiness with the potato, but your risotto are a couple of minutes away of being beautifully cooked. You just run out of time.
The mashed potato is really nice. It's rich, it's creamy. You have some cheese coming through that. I'm just frustrated that the take on a risotto with the purple potato is slightly undercooked here.
I just thought trying to do something different, but it didn't work out. I think I really messed up, so not feeling too good at the moment.
Tristan has cooked potato 3 ways. Confit purple potato, fried new potatoes, boiled potato salad with a purple potato crisp, roasted baby carrots, charred chicory, a gorgonzola lemon and dill puree, and finished with a port balsamic and beetroot dressing.
Yes, we've got 3 different types of potatoes, and yes, we can taste the potato. But at the end of the day, best bit about the dish was just a little bit of balsamic beetroot dressing on the plate. Where's the rest of it? Because this dish is crying out for that flavour.
The gorgonzola works well with potatoes. I like the way the carrots are cooked. But what we wanted from you was some skill in elevating the humble potato. You've roasted some, you've boiled some and confited. And I think it's just too simple.
They asked me to do potato, so I done potato. Could have done much more, but I played it just too safe.
Mark is serving a stewed leek and foam potato tart with a fricassee of roasted vegetables, including diced potato, girolles, and broad beans, dressed with a nettle pesto.
Mark, the pastry skill, I think, is wonderful. It's cooked perfectly and still quite crispy underneath this. I can taste the potato through the foam. It's a very clever take on a potato dish, I think.
Thank you.
For me, you've nailed the brief. That is absolutely delicious. I love the stewed leek that sits at the bottom of the tart. The potato foam is a delight. It's light, it's flavoursome. I love the freshness of the little salad around the outside with the potatoes, the broad beans, finishing it with a little nettle pesto. Absolutely outstanding piece of work, Mark.
Thank you. I saw Marcus take a deep breath and thought, oh no, he doesn't like it, he hates it, but thankfully, positive comments again. So, relief and feeling really good now.
Finally, it's David, who is serving a croquette filled with potato, bechamel, chorizo, onions and chives, with braised carrots, Jersey royals, pickled radicchio, crispy bacon, purple potato puree, and a hollandaise sauce.
David, I have to say I'm not a fan of the colour of the dish, the purple potato. The croquette, though, is delicious. I really do like them a lot. They've got a really good flavour to them. I love the chorizo running through it, the creaminess of the potato, but I'm not loving the dish. A croquette potato is not groundbreaking.
The hollandaise, it's a nice dipping sauce with the croquettes, you know, but there's nothing here that's, you know, I'm going to write home about, but it's a good croquette.
Well, it showed the skill, the precision, just to get everything cooked nicely. The main element they thought was tasty, the croquette, and I was happy with it.
Well, that was an exciting test. I thought the humble potato would challenge our chefs, and I think we were right.
For me, Sean's leek and potato soup was one of the dishes that really stood out today. Tasted fantastic.
Great dish. I was really pleased for Sean. He took the potato and took it to another level.
Mark's potato and leek tart was fantastic, keeping it simplistic, yet elevating the potato.
It takes a lot of skill to make pastry in an invention test and get it that good. The potato was the key ingredient, and it really did shine through on his dish today. Elizabeth's dish wasn't the best-looking dish in the kitchen today, but wow, did she deliver on flavour and creative thinking. Her potato soufflés weren't perfect, but I'll tell you something, I can forgive her for that because this dish tasted delicious.
I know it didn't look great, but I could have eaten all that. So we have one more chef to choose from David, Ian, and Tristan.
No, if I got home today, maybe it's like a lost opportunity, but at the end of the day, you pay for your decisions, don't you, I suppose?
Now that I've had a taste of it, I definitely want to continue and push on, and I think I'll be able to show some of my Caribbean flavour in the dishes.
I love to cook for the critics, but at the same time, I know within myself if something's good, you have a feeling, and I didn't have that today.
Tough test, but I thought overall we had some fantastic cooking in this kitchen.
We can only take our 4 strongest chefs through to the next round. And the first chef leaving the competition is Tristan. Thank you, Tristan. The second chef leaving the competition is Ian.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ian.
It's been really good. It's one of the best experiences of my life, but it's been very emotional and draining, and I'm tired now. I need to go home and rest, maybe have a cup of tea, who knows?
Just always want to do better or be better. So I'm quite upset with myself, but I've had a great time, so it's all good.
Congratulations, guys.
Well done. But the journey gets even harder.
This is when you get to not just cook for me and Marcus, you get to cook for some of the best critics in the country. Tom Parker Bowles, Tracy McLeod, and Jay Rayner. They will find any errors in your cooking.
2 courses, 1 hour, 15 minutes. At the end of this, 3 of you will be going through to knockout week. 1 of you is going to be leaving the competition. I wish you the best of luck. Off you go.
To cook for the critics today it's surreal. I just really want to show my technical cooking ability, quite classical French. They are the foundations of what makes a chef a good chef.
What are you doing?
Main course is quite a traditional French dish. I'm doing a pan-fried piece of brill. I'm serving it with a Provençal vegetable garnish, a barragoule of artichokes, some baby courgettes, some tomatoes, and a potato and parmesan risotto.
Why potato risotto?
It's just more in keeping with the flavours of the dish, and I thought it worked best.
What's the dessert, Mark?
Burnt tonka and lime cream, served with strawberry beignets, strawberry and lime salads, and a crumble.
So, beignets, a donut, basically?
Yeah. But I'm going to be using choux pastry mix, so it puffs up and bites to be stuffed with a beautiful strawberry jam.
Brill is a wonderful flat fish to use. It can take some great flavours. You'll need to be careful with the cooking, but I think this is a very confident young chef. I'd be very surprised if he messes this brill dish up.
Artichoke barigol, it's a braised artichoke dish. If the artichokes aren't cooked properly, the little leaves on the outside, they're inedible. Dessert just sounds an absolute delight. Tonka beans, strawberries, beignet. He's burning the cream, almost to the point where it splits, and then he's going to bring it back together with all the other ingredients. This is very interesting.
I'm definitely going to have to push the boundaries today, get more things on the plate, excite them a bit more with the flavours and the techniques, and really push on. So I've got a pepper pot soup.
What's that?
Pepper pot has variations all over the Caribbean, but the Jamaican version's a bit more vegetal, a bit more healthier, and it's onions, garlic, thyme, scallion, cooked down with some coconut milk, some of the fish bones, some chicken stock, and then we're serving it with a poached hake and some garnish of yam and pickled okra.
Is it an actual soup, or you use it as a sauce to your hake?
It's going to be more soup than sauce, yeah, definitely. For the dessert, I've got a goat cheese sorbet with a spice cake, roasted cherry puree, and a honey tuile.
Like the sound of it.
David's menu is all about the Caribbean flavours here. We have a poached hake dish that's being served on a Jamaican pepper pot soup, which I've never had before. I can't wait to try it. Hake, I think, is the perfect fish to be using in a soup here.
Spiced Caribbean cake, goat's cheese sorbet, great idea. But cake is a very difficult thing to turn into a dessert. You need a very skillful chef to make it look good and taste good.
At this stage of the competition, you really need to push yourself, because if you stay in a safety area, you are never going to get through.
What are you cooking?
I'm going to do a cod, cooked sous vide. Then I'm going to do some wild sea beets, some pomme soufflé, some fresh peas, and some, what else I have? Some baby leeks.
Did you just say pomme soufflé?
Yes.
Haven't we been here before?
Wait a minute.
Yeah. It's my challenge, you know, of the day.
What about pudding? What are you doing for dessert?
So I'm doing apricot soufflé. it's a soufflé.
Wow.
Pomme soufflé and an apricot soufflé.
Yeah, like that we have enough soufflé for the day, you know, it's to make
Apricot soufflé?
Yes.
Served with?
With a cardamom ice cream.
Apricot soufflé, probably one of my favourites.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Elizabeth's menu has put a smile on my face because she's come back in here to prove a point that this chef can make pomme soufflé. Good on her. The cooking of the cod, of course, we know has got to be right. We just want the cod just flaking away.
The key to a great soufflé is getting all of the measurements just right. She's got to make sure that everything is beautifully prepared and ready to go. Once you start making the soufflé, there's no turning back. It's all about timing.
You've been running around 100 miles an hour since you walked into this kitchen.
Yeah.
And what are you doing?
So for the starter, it's going to be mackerel with grape caper and apple salsa with a celeriac puree. The main course is going to be basically the idea is a whole pigeon. I've used the breast, obviously the prime cut. I've got the liver going into a parfait. I've got the legs confit down with some potato. It's going to be paired with cherries, cherry tonka puree.
How are you serving the parfait?
I'm going to serve it in a jar in the middle of the plate with nice crusty sourdough bread, all for sharing, so.
Wow.
Yeah.
Work cut out, that's an understatement.
Yeah.
We're going to let you carry on running round. I look forward to tasting your food.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Sean's mackerel starter sounds very simple. Grape and caper salsa to go with it. So you've got the sweetness of the grapes, you've got the vinegary texture of the capers, sitting with a beautiful oily mackerel. It's got to be cooked to perfection.
His main course is all things pigeon. He's got to get his pigeon cooked beautifully and served pink. If he's going to keep the skin on, it's going to be nice and crispy. The parfait has got to be smooth. Cherry tonka beanja, that I've never had with a squab pigeon before, so I'm really curious if this is going to work.
I don't think I've had a day off for the last 2 months. I'm going in early to work, practicing, staying behind work, practicing, just trying to rectify my dishes. If I get these 2 dishes spot on, I think they'll wow the judges, so.
Over the years, I think what's interesting is the way that the people who decide to enter look at who's won the previous year and say, I could do that. So each year it means the standard is going up. And you walk into this judging chamber with hope in your heart.
I think the stakes are highest for the professionals, just because they are meant to know how to cook everything. I think it's incredibly exposing, and I really admire them for putting themselves through it, because it can all go so wrong for them.
What I don't want to see is the same old technically perfect protein, sauce, vegetables. How very nice. I don't want nice. I want something to explode in my mouth. I want spice, I want flavour. I want something that I'll remember.
Mark, you've got 5 minutes.
Yes.
How are we looking?
Good, just finishing touches now. Just need to fry the risotto, finish the fish. All the other garnishes ready to reheat. So should be there.
If there's anything wrong with the fillet de brill, the dish will be seen as a dud. It's all down to the fish.
Fish is coming out now. One of them needs a slight bit more colour.
I love the idea of that barragoul, and that with a lovely piece of fish sounds very good indeed.
Mark, you've got 90 seconds left.
Yes.
Mind your fish in the pan.
Got my eye on it.
The challenge with this potato risotto will be that if you cook it too long, it's going to be a mush. And if you slightly undercook it, then we're going to get little tiny slivers of uncooked potato, which won't be very pleasant.
Leave the burnt fish for Marcus and I.
Yes.
Okay, give them the best, okay?
Yes.
What's left to go on?
Just tomato and artichoke.
Right, that's it?
Yes.
You done?
Yes.
Let's go.
Thank you.
Today I've cooked for you quite a Provençal dish. It's a pan-fried piece of brill sitting on top of a potato and parmesan risotto. You have barragoul violet artichokes, baby courgettes and tomato.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Enjoy.
This smells terrific.
It smells Provençal.
Yeah, no, it really does.
And it looks beautiful too, doesn't it?
Mark promised a Provençal dish, and on the whole, that's what I've got. The tomatoes are sweet, the basil, the courgettes. It's a good bit of fish. Tiny bit overcooked, perhaps.
The potato risotto, it's a lot of very finely diced potatoes in a nice sort of parmesan-infused broth. But it's a very clever thing to have under a piece of fish.
Absolutely everything is perfectly cooked. The artichokes really set it off. Everything just works so well together, doesn't it?
I like the basil coming through the risotto, but the cooking of the last piece of fish, we gave him a warning that it was starting to burn. I hope he's going to make up for it in a perfect dessert.
Beignet, very nice. Little square, fried, donut-like things. Very good indeed. Burnt tonka cream. Tonka beans are sort of vanilla-ish flavour, aren't they? That all makes sense.
The flavour combinations are great. There's no sort of miso ice cream or some of the usual things we occasionally see. It seems like a classic dessert.
If he's going to start throwing dough into the bubbling oil, that should be fine, shouldn't it? I'm not complaining.
Right, Mark, you've got 4 minutes left and you're looking a lot more organised than you did earlier.
It's going well. Just finishing up, just plating up the last little details now.
Are you happy with the burnt cream?
Flavour-wise, yeah, it's absolutely spot on. This is just a crumble mix, just for texture.
So is that the last thing to go on?
There's a little bit of fennel crust, and that's it, good to serve. For your dessert, I've made for you a burnt tonka cream with strawberry and lime salad and strawberry beignets. Hope you enjoy.
That looks good.
I want to invest in Mark. It's a thin beignet with a big strawberry filling. It's not just dusted in sugar, it's crusted in the stuff.
Technically, rock solid, and just an understanding of how things work together and what people want to eat, which is the most important thing.
That burnt tonka cream, like the rest of the dish, it fits perfectly. The balance is just superb.
I'm delighted by all the other things, but the beignet. Oh, look, they've all gone.
You can definitely taste the tonka beans in this burnt cream. It's got a lovely, smooth, rich texture to it.
Love the beignet, packed with flavour, with a nice sugary coating. It's a nice dish.
It didn't go entirely to plan, however, I got dishes which looked reasonably how I wanted them to look, and the flavour from what I was tasting was how I wanted it, so hopefully they like it as well.
David, you've got about 3 minutes left. Shouldn't you be sort of almost getting ready to serve?
Yes, I'm running about 3 minutes behind, and I'm going to try and push everything out as soon as possible.
You're going to have to pick up the pace, darling, yeah?
Yes, chef.
So Jamaican pepper pot soup is one of those classes of kind of chuck everything in to the stew that's lying around. It should have a real sort of fire to it. It should have flavour. It should have a depth of stock.
Hate's got to be cooked perfectly. The mussels can't be overcooked. It's going to be difficult to get it all right, but I like the idea.
Right, David, your time is up. Is that cooked?
No, not yet.
I wonder, is it?
About 2 minutes in the oven, I'd say.
David.
Yes, chef.
Look at me. You're already over time, OK? The fish is cooking. Don't lose the plot, OK? You can do it.
Go on, David, let's get this dish done.
Yes, chef.
How is that fish? We good?
Yes.
Good. What else have you got left to do now?
Just the chili on.
I know you don't want to hear this, but you're 5 minutes now, David.
That's it.
All right, have you done?
Yeah. Hello. Apologise for the delay, guys.
Thank you.
David has made Jamaican pepper pot soup with poached hake, yam, mussels, bacon lardons, pickled okra, and chili oil.
I think the broth is wonderful, really spicy. And if it was just a broth, I think what a fantastic starter. It's let down by the fish, which is overcooked.
The yam and the okra are there because they are Caribbean ingredients. They're not really bringing anything to the party at all.
There are individually a few nice things knocking around, but I'm just kind of staring at it going, what's all this about?
The hake, there's no love really shown to it. I'm not getting any great seasoning through it. The mussels are nice, but it's a fish soup.
It was an interesting idea. It was just badly executed in the end.
Caribbean spice cake with goat's cheese sorbet, rum-soaked raisins and cherries, honey tuile and roasted cherry puree. You can't argue with that. But if the centrepiece of this dessert is a spice cake, the cake better be good.
David, you've got 3 minutes left.
Please, chef.
Have you had a look at the ice cream?
Yes, it's. I just want to put it last second.
Yeah.
So as soon as the twill's on, then I'll run for the ice cream and get it straight on.
How far are the twills?
Hopefully just 2 minutes away. It's not quite there. It's not quite there in the center yet, chef.
Take the edges.
Come on, come on, come on. You done?
Yes.
For dessert, David has made a Jamaican spiced cake with goat's cheese sorbet, roasted cherry puree, fresh cherries, honey tuile, and rum-soaked raisins.
The flavours you get from the cake are the ones you should be getting, allspice, a bit of cinnamon in there, a bit of mace, but it's all very polite. It feels a little bit like he's made it for someone he thinks doesn't like heat.
You get little whispers of all these wonderful flavours, but it needs to be whacked up, amped up.
I actually really like this, and I'm a lot more positive about that cake than I think you are. It works really well with the rum-soaked raisins, the cherries. I love that goat's cheese sorbet. I think this is a nice plate.
The cake is soft, but it's slightly undercooked, so you haven't got that sponge that you want from it. The sorbet's got a wonderful flavour through it, but it's not set enough.
Time, obviously, was a huge issue, but it was a tough round, and I have to see. I can only do my best.
Elizabeth, you've got 8 minutes left before your first course is up.
Yeah.
You've still got to do the pomme soufflés.
I need to speed up.
Cod, sea beet, nori-seasoned pomme soufflé and a herb sauce. It's basically fish and chips, isn't it? But given a bit of a makeover.
My only worry, there is a sous vide machine in the kitchen. All it does is denature protein and make it all taste the same. So please cook it the old-fashioned way. Don't put it in the water bath, please.
Pomme soufflé are tough. They better be perfect and crisp and wonderful, and I pray for her.
Your time is up. Fish is okay in the oven?
Yeah, I'm gonna check this now.
Keep an eye on your soufflés. Looking good. You're about 6 minutes over. You're gonna have to start plating up now.
Yes.
Let's go, Elizabeth.
This is it?
Yeah. So I've done a sous vide cod with pomme soufflée and some nori, and as well some fresh peas and wild sea beets with a herb sauce.
The pomme soufflé, they're crisp, and the sea beet works, the herbs work, the seasoning and the sauce is right. Everything in this dish is a really professional, decent plate. I just think sous vide ruins a beautiful piece of fish.
The real problem is that you end up with a piece of fish with very little texture, a rather bland, uniform flavour, so it's sort of floppy and pale and probably doesn't look far off raw.
But what's great about that sauce is a little bit of aniseed from one of the herbs, but also a lovely whack of lemon as well. It's just a shame that the cod feels like a bit of a cop-out.
I love the texture of the fish. It almost feels like it's undercooked because she's water bathed it. The sea beets have got a lovely salty flavour to them. The peas are great.
I like the sharpness of the sauce, the lovely pomme soufflé. I think it's delicious.
Elizabeth, you were way over on your main course. We really need you to get your soufflé out on time, OK?
Yes, chef.
If you're introducing a fruit into a soufflé, there's always a danger that it's going to make it heavy, stop it rising, or sink to the bottom.
Cardamom can be quite a bully of a spice. If you overdo it, it just dominates everything.
Elizabeth, your time is up.
Yeah.
Soufflés are in the oven.
Yes.
Ice cream, is it set?
Yes.
How long have those soufflés got left?
5 minutes or 4.
4 or 5 minutes of just standing and waiting.
Yes.
They're rising nicely.
Right, let's go. Come on.
Yes.
Nice.
I'm sorry, I'm late again.
Thank you. Table service, I like it.
This is apricot soufflé with cardamom ice cream.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You can taste the apricot flavour in the soufflé, and when you get some of the cardamom ice cream with the soufflé, it is delicious. That ice cream is creamy and the cardamom is perfectly judged.
In terms of texture and height and lightness, it's a good soufflé.
This is sort of pudding that I would very happily eat again.
Very, very light. I love the ice cream. I think it's a great success.
It's a bit challenging. It's a lot challenging. But it's fine. At least I've done it.
Sean, you've got 8 minutes.
Yep.
How you doing?
Pretty much set. Good on the starter, good on the main course.
You happy?
Absolutely.
Good.
The first thing about mackerel, it has to be spanking fresh, otherwise it starts to smell like cat food. The second thing is, although it's oily, it's so easy to overcook. An overcooked mackerel is not a nice thing.
2 minutes, we've got to send your starters.
Wait.
I think the grape and caper thing could work. Fruitiness, saltiness, all of those are things which mackerel will welcome.
Right, Sean, your time is up. Let's go.
Yep, wait. Good afternoon.
Hello. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Here we have pan-fried mackerel with grape caper and apple salsa with celeriac puree. Enjoy.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Mackerel's incredibly fresh, good sort of shiver of celery-style flavour coming from that nice, really smooth celeriac puree. I think it's good.
I worried about the salsa, but it really works and it's really sharp. And that dice is very technically adept.
He's seared the mackerel, and all these flavours are absolutely in line with each other. They deserve to be here. And everything's been done very, very nicely.
Sean's got the crispy skin that he wanted on the mackerel. It's nicely cooked. Really like the grape and apple mixed with the capers and gherkin there. And then the celeriac puree. It's really tasty.
It's a good dish, it's well cooked. He's done a good job. Sean, we've got about 3 minutes left to go. What have you got left to do?
So I've just got to finish sealing off this pigeon, and then, yeah, assemble the dish while the pigeon rests.
The real challenge with a squab pigeon is they're quite small. So it's a delicate process, and you've got to know what you're doing, or you could just end up with a really dense piece of rubber on the plate.
I would definitely have cherries with pigeon. Nice bit of sharp acidity. With the richness of the pigeon, it works really well. It's just a tonka bean gel. Why is it there? I'd much rather see cherry compote or something much more traditional.
What is in that scroll?
It's literally a poem I thought up when I was practicing.
Right, are you nearly there?
Yes, chef. 30 seconds.
Yep. You done?
Wait.
Happy?
Yes, chef.
Off you go.
Hello again.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sean is serving roasted pigeon breast, confit leg, confit potato, cherry and tonka bean gel, and pigeon jus, accompanied by pigeon liver parfait and sourdough toast.
And then there's just a quick message about I'm using everything to do with pigeon. It's everything for that.
Thank you.
Just...
Shall I read the...
Please.
Staying true to my promise to never waste a piece, the heart, the liver, the breast, the feet, this classic bird presented on a plate with a cherry on top for all to appreciate. It's a terrible poem, but I'm hoping it's a great piece of food.
It's one of the best pigeon dishes I've ever had. We've got whole cherries here and also a little sharp, sweet jelly which has got tonka bean in among the cherry, and that just anchors everything. That and the jus really are fantastic backdrops for this pigeon.
I'm staggered by how much Sean has got done in the time allotted. Confying a leg, it's that sort of deep, rich, fibrous thing that falls apart when you put it in your mouth and pull. The breast, perfectly crisp skin, nice pink meat. It's fantastic in every way.
The parfait is really classic parfait, almost runny. Well seasoned. And even the tonka bean and cherry paste had enough sharpness to justify its inclusion on the plate. Every part of this dish comes together in a big, happy, squabby whole.
I think it's a tasty plate of food. The breast, perfectly cooked, it's pink, the skin is crispy, and the cherry and the tonka bean's a nice little surprise, which works quite well.
The leg is great, and the parfait is beautifully made. I think it's absolutely brilliant.
It was difficult, challenging, but that was the best I think I've ever cooked a dish, so yeah, extremely happy.
After your potato invention test, we both had really high expectations from these 4 chefs today.
Yes, we did, and wow, did they struggle. Well, struggle bar one.
Sean started running as soon as he entered this kitchen and didn't stop right up to the end. We loved both of Sean's courses, and so did the critics.
Sean's pigeon dish was the dish of the day today. Sean goes through.
Mark's plates of food were good today. The fish was a bit burnt on top, but that was because we had to send the best plates to the critics.
Mark's dessert, love the little beignets. Tonka beans, strawberries, cream. Yes, it works. It was a good dish. The critics really liked his food, and we both know that this chef can cook. I think Mark has done enough.
David's menu sounded fantastic, but as soon as he found that his fish was undercooked, his head was gone and he lost his focus.
His dessert, always risky when you're making a cake into a dessert. It was light, but the smell of the cake when it was cooking was far better than the tasting and the eating of it, unfortunately. I really did like the sound of Elizabeth's menu. The cod, yes, it looks translucent, and sometimes people don't like that about fish when it's cooked in a water bath, but it had great flavour. The soufflé, it was made well, it rose, the ice cream was a lovely texture.
The thing is, can we forgive a chef who is running that late on sending their food out?
I really would like to stay, but, you know, I was running out of time, so I'm not sure I've done enough today.
I think it would be amazing to get to the final 12. Obviously really pushed this round. Try to do more than I'm usually comfortable with, and we'll see if it pays off.
Critics round is a really tough round, and some of you really felt the pressure today.
We can only take our strongest chefs through to knockout week. We have made our decision, and the chef leaving the competition is... David. Thank you, David.
Really happy to have gotten this far, yeah. It was great to get through. I'll just take all the positives and run with it.
You three are through to knockout week. Congratulations, well done.
I'm super glad to be here. Yeah. Now it's gonna get serious, so I'm gonna focus much more.
I gave it everything I could. I made sure I wasn't gonna go out, so yeah, extremely excited.
It's a lot more to me. I've got a lot more ideas. There's a lot more to come, so that more than anything excites me.
Next time, another 6 chefs compete for a place in the quarter-final.
For a skills test, it's fantastic.
It's an excellent balance. It tastes fantastic.
The dish is all over the place. It doesn't work as a plate of food.